Self-preservation is ruining your life. I feel like a lot of us, we don't do things, we don't say things to preserve ourselves. We don't want to start a business. We don't want to ask that person out. We don't want to make a fool out of ourselves. We don't want to ruin our lives, but in the process of doing that, we destroy our lives. We ruin our lives even more than we would have if we asked that person out, if we started that business. Because what would happen if you start a business and it doesn't work? Your life isn't ruined. But if you never started that business in the first place, every single day of your life, you would think to yourself, what if? What if I started it? What if I took that leap of faith? What if I asked that person out? What if I asked them out? What if I moved to that new city? You're afraid of change. You're afraid that if you take that leap of faith, you take that jump, then you're going to ruin your life. You're trying to preserve the life that you have now, but in order to get something that you've never gotten, you have to do something that you've never done. And I feel like a lot of us, we don't want to do that because it's uncomfortable. We don't want to do that because it's unknown. And we want to preserve ourselves. We want to preserve the life that we have, so we aren't willing to give up what we have in order to get what we can have. The person that you are, you have to destroy. You have to destroy this person in order to become something else. In order to become somebody better, you need to go through that metamorphosis. You need to transform. It's like a caterpillar. A caterpillar has to go in its cocoon, and then it becomes that beautiful butterfly. But you don't want to transform. You don't want to go into that cocoon. You're trying to preserve yourself. You're a cute little caterpillar, and you want to stay that way. You don't want to have to go into your cocoon, and you don't want to have to go through transformative things, seasons in your life in order to become better. It's like, say you go to the grocery store, right? You go and you have all these things on your list that you need to buy. You don't have a cart, you're holding everything. You're holding everything in your hands, and then you see a really good deal. Say you see a PS5 for $200, but then you're like, but I want to keep everything I have. I want to keep everything I have, but now you're missing out on something else. You're missing out on something else because you don't want to give up what you have. You could leave everything behind. You could leave all the groceries that you already have in your hands behind to get that PS5. But you don't want to. You don't want to risk what you have in order to possibly get something else. Because I feel like a lot of the time, we don't know if it's going to work out. We don't know if we ask that person out, are they going to say yes? If they say no, then my world's going to end. My world's going to end. I'm going to look like a fool. But understanding that even if they say no, what's the worst? They say no, you move on. If you start a business and it fails, you keep on trying. It hasn't reached a successful point, that's okay. I feel like a lot of us, we want to preserve ourselves because we don't want to look like fools. We don't want to look bad in front of others. We don't want to look bad in front of ourselves. A lot of us, we avoid taking risks. We avoid things that could put us in positions that we question ourselves. We question our value, but we need to do that to ourselves. We have to put ourselves in situations where we're forced to face the reality. We're forced to understand that we're not perfect, we're not who we think we are, and we need those things in our life. We need things that force us to face realities. We're trying to preserve ourselves, whether that's because we don't want to look bad in front of others, or it's because we don't want to accept hard truths about ourselves. We know that we may not be this person, but we can't confirm it unless we fail. Unless we start a business and it doesn't go the way we want it to, then we have to accept that, hey, maybe I'm not who I think I am. And you're trying to preserve yourself by not starting the business at all. You're trying to preserve yourself by not asking that person out. You're trying to preserve yourself by not setting high goals and dreams for yourself. You don't hit the goals. Now you're like, I'm a failure. I'm a failure, and that's something that is the reality. But a lot of us, we'd rather not. We'd rather not take that risk because we want to preserve ourselves. We want to preserve the things that we have and the people that we are. But understanding that if you preserve yourself, self-preservation is ruining your life more than anything else ever could. Yes, asking that person out could be a bad thing. You may not get that yes. Chasing after your goal, after your dream, you may not achieve it. And you think that if I fail, it'll ruin my life. But if you never try, that will ruin your life even more. So you have to ask yourself, would I rather live with the every single day? What if? What if I tried? What if I gave it my all? Or would you rather live with, I did my best and I fell short? I did my absolute best. Because then if you did try, you have the chance of getting victory. You have the chance. But if you always try to preserve yourself, the chance is zero. The chance is zero. Self-preservation will ruin your life more than anything else ever will. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith.